As shameful as it may be to admit, I haven't used Veritas of the Dark often enough to appreciate his limit burst. That's some quality stuff. First off, let's go over his initial abilities. Dual Slash, Hairbow. Osmose Blade, Situational. Defensive Barrier, Poultry. Abyss Guard, Dark Punishment can be awakened, but it only increases the damage by a small amount. The Impero doesn't even get any better. Dark Edge. Alright, once it's awakened, it gives him a 75% killer against beasts, humans, and dragons, though only for a single turn. More importantly, it gives him the Dark Element for 5 turns. Dark Blade of Vengeance has a terrible Impero. Dark Aspirations is a lot more useful, given that it enables a triple cast. Encroaching Darkness is a decent self-buff, though it's not particularly valuable at this time. Also, he has some magic. I'm sure that's going to be useful. So how good was Veritas of the Dark? Well, outclass is a good word. He did have a nifty effect that let him absorb dark damage, which was pretty cool. But now that he has a Neovision, he automatically becomes top 5 as of this video's release. Funny how that works. Let's see what that Neovision gave him. First off, Shadowy Punishment. Alright, ridiculous name aside, it's a decent 75% break that Chains of Stardust Ray. Next, Dark Blade of Vengeance Plus. It's another Stardust Ray attack that imperos the enemy's dark resistance by 120%. What an accurate name. Quintuslash is strange. I guess it's meant to whittle down a break bar. I don't know why they'd give him an attack that hits multiple times, doesn't chain, and isn't very strong to begin with. Alright, let's look at his passives. Heroic Aura massively boosts the damage modifiers of his 3 original dark attacks. But take a look at War Tempered Blade. It lets him triple cast on the first turn. His limit burst still isn't good, which is a pity given its animation. Alright, let's change the way he stands. So, doing this somehow gives him access to an entirely new moveset, which might actually make sense in real life. His Brave Shift ditches everything but Dark Blade of Vengeance Plus. Blade of Carnage is the strongest regular Dark Stardust Ray attack. Lacerating Battle Blade boosts his attack by 250% and deals dark damage that Chains of Stardust Ray. Dark Karma Blade is another Dark Stardust Ray attack that enables a triple cast for 5 turns. Demonic Warblade is another Dark Stardust Ray attack. This one boosts Veritas of the Dark's limit burst damage. Dark Abyssal Blade is his one-use Dark Stardust Ray attack that partially ignores the enemy's defense, so it's effectively his strongest attack here. Let's look at his passives. He has a higher killer and limit burst damage boost compared to his standard form. He also retains his dark damage nullification, even though it's not marked here in any way. Finally, his limit burst. Avenging Blade, while a huge step up from Seal of Conviction, doesn't match up with the ridiculous attacks that we've seen from the last 3 Neovision characters. But on the other hand, it increases the dark damage of all of his special attacks. Unfortunately, when you compare the damage modifiers on his attacks, it's better to just avoid this altogether. So in the end, when you compare these 2 forms, there's no reason you want to revert back. But unfortunately, his Brave Shift has a turn limit, so you don't really have a choice in the matter. Let's make a damage rotation for him. You can't use Brave Shift immediately, so you're going to have to spend a turn using Dark Aspirations, Dark Edge, and Dark Blade of Vengeance Plus for the Dark Imbue and Impero. Then, on turn 2, take the sword off his shoulder and plant it into the ground. This will break his limits and lets you use Lacerating Battle Blade and double cast Blade of Carnage. On turn 3, triple cast Blade of Carnage. On turn 4, double cast Blade of Carnage and use Dark Abyssal Blade. On turn 5, use Lacerating Battle Blade and dual cast Blade of Carnage once again. On turn 6, Veritas of the Dark will want to throw his sword over his shoulder for whatever reason, leaving you in an effectively weakened state. Cast Dark Edge, use Dark Blade of Vengeance Plus, and use Dark Punishment, as it's effectively stronger thanks to all of the passive damage modifiers he's been given. On turn 7, you're still stuck in this form, so triple cast Dark Punishment. On turn 8, plant that sword into the ground and use Lacerating Battle Blade, cast Dark Karma Blade, and use Blade of Carnage. From here on out, continue to triple cast Blade of Carnage. Remember to use Lacerating Battle Blade and Dark Karma Blade to keep his buffs up. So how good is Veritas of the Dark? Like I've said, his damage output has been massively improved, making him one of the strongest damage dealers as of this video's release. But in return for that, he's utterly stale. He doesn't bring any supportive effects to the table and practically exists to be power crept. As a chainer, he's stronger than Tifa, but he pales in comparison to her burst damage. Well, as a Neo Vision, he's not going to be power crept to an incredible extent anytime soon, so getting him isn't a bad thing. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment below if you've already gotten Veritas of the Dark to a Neo Vision, or if you plan to get him through this banner.